I want to talk to you about Aircall. The big question is, should you really trust this VoIP service this year? You hear a lot about Aircall, but the question is the investment really worth it for you on a personal basis or for your small business? Okay, so let's have a conversation about that. So let me first give you a synopsis about Aircall, and so you understand what they do, what they actually what they base their business model on. So first of all, Aircall has been around for more than 10 years. So anytime you have a business that has been around for a decade, I think it's a proven track record. So they actually started in 2014, okay, and ever since they've been doing great work in terms of innovation, in terms of customer service, okay, and and their pricing is pretty decent too. They charge anywhere from $30 all the way to I mean, at least the starting price is $30, and it will go up. The price will go up depending on your needs and depending on the number of users that you have. Okay, so if you think about Aircall, what you want to think about is that you have unlimited calling in the U.S. and Canada, which is really great. You have business texting available. You are able to add extra business numbers at a very affordable monthly rate. You have to negotiate that with sales when you actually sign up with them. You have international calling available, and you have 100 plus app integrations. What I've seen based on our research is that there are certain countries that are really more, I would say, interesting for air call than others. Like, let's say if you were to call like developed countries like Australia, UK, whatever, like Germany, all those countries, you have preferential rates than if you were to call other countries. Okay, so something to really keep in mind in case your business actually focuses on other geographies. And also, one thing you need to understand here is that Aircall actually requires a minimum of 3 users to sign up for a service. You do have a lack. You don't have a native video conferencing tool, which is really a bummer. But hey, listen, it is what it is. And Aircall is relatively expensive when it comes to the per user pricing. So just keep that in mind. It's just better to negotiate with them upfront before you actually sign up. That way, at that time, you have some leeway in the whole conversation. Don't do it afterwards. You want to do it before. You could probably do it during the free trial or during the demo phase. That, especially if you have to onboard lots of users, you better negotiate that rate up front. So let me talk to you about the setup for Aircall. So one thing you need to understand is that Aircall works in a very streamlined fashion because this is a business phone system that completely operates in the cloud. In the cloud, everything happens in the cloud. Okay, and their software is available for download on desktop or mobile, so that you are able to make or receive calls across multiple devices, Android, but also Apple. Okay, so Aircall remains a cloud-based service because it requires a constant internet connection. Consequently, what happens here is that service quality will get impacted by your location, internet service, and relevant hardware. Okay, so just be aware of that. And for instance, if you work out in the home office, basically you want to have a network connection of at least 100 kbps, okay, upstream and downstream for each concurrent call. Okay, so that's an important element. And but meanwhile, Aircall states that an Ethernet connection is preferable to Wi-Fi in the office. Okay, so that's something to really think about. So whether or not Aircall is right for you depends on your needs, because Aircall offers many standard VoIP features a business needs to create a professional phone system. That said, specific components such as, let's say, video conferencing tools may actually make it this service fall short of competitors with a more robust series of collaboration options. So Aircall is actually best for most small business teams. It's also great for adding additional numbers at a low rate, international calling options also, but also integration availability. Okay, so Aircall is actually compatible with over 100 apps including popular options such as Slack, Zendesk, HubSpot, Salesforce, Zoho, and more. Aircall is not really recommended for teams with fewer than 3 people, creating an all-in-one hub, okay? And also, if your business operates on a tight budget, you do not want to go with Aircall. So this is something to really think about. So let me talk to you quickly about the features you need to really pay attention to. But before that, I want to tell you that what really sets Aircall apart is that Aircall allows you to take or place as many calls as needed on one number, not 1,000 numbers, only one number. So Aircall's call distribution setup actually is one of the best in the whole world. Okay, so even with minimal experience setting up a phone system, you could actually have multiple systems prepared quickly. So that's really good. So now in terms of features here, let's talk about the features here. So you have Aircall offers many essential VoIP tools that let you quickly and easily set up a professional phone system. Okay, so it's important to really think about. And you also have the ease of use is really great. Aircall is really easy to use. Once you have set up your account, you can make adjustments through your dashboard, from which you can quickly port or set up a local or toll-free number. So that's really good. But afterwards, you can assign the number to yourself, an agent, or a team. So it really depends. And after downloading the app, you can begin to make or receive calls. So that's really good from a flexibility point of view. Okay. And also, one thing I want to say here is that the hardware actually doesn't exist. Let me just rephrase that. Aircall doesn't offer hardware for use. However, because everything is in the cloud, okay? However, the brand does have recommendations concerning the equipment with which its software is most compatible. For instance, Aircall mentions the Jabra Evolve 40, okay, UC stereo headset, while sharing that its software supports physical controls with Jabra and Link headset. So something to really think about. In terms of software, you have things very accessible because Aircall's desktop software is available through its website. You can download its mobile apps via the app and Google Play stores. The desktop application is currently not supported on Linux or Chromebooks, okay? But you can still use Aircall, but will need to use the web-based app. So just keep that in mind as you set up your system. So if you think about Aircall, what do you have to keep in mind in terms of air quality? Well, you need to understand that after many rounds of research and testing, we found that the call quality is actually pretty excellent on Aircall, so that's really good. So the automatic grading is very easy to hear when calling the professional number, so that's really good. And so that just means that basically a customer could easily understand and follow directions. So when placing an outbound call, the audio is really also clear in normal and speaker modes. So that's really fantastic. So, but one thing you just need to understand is that because Aircall relies primarily, and this is an important element, because this can be a plus or a minus. So it really depends on how you look at it. But because the service relies primarily on an adequate internet connection for calls, it is actually vital to have an efficient network connection all the time, right? So this is important to remember. In terms of uptime, so Aircall customers can expect an uptime of 99.99%, okay, made possible through using 7 global data centers and investing in redundancy on every level to prevent single points of failure. So that's really good. And Aircall also works with multiple carriers to create dynamic switch capabilities, improving call quality and allowing for dynamic switch capabilities. So again, you have lots of accessibility, lots of options, and lots of scalability. In terms of security, basically here you're pretty protected too. Your data is protected because they use WebRTC security to protect peer-to-peer connected calls, okay, which can really account for up to 80% of all calls made using the service. And Aircall protects data through TLS 1.2 and AES 256 encryption methods. And information is secure in transit and at rest. Okay. Aircall also uses Amazon Web Services as a hosting partner. Okay, so you are speaking about quality there, right? It tells you about sophistication and quality. In terms of third-party app integrations, I think I've said this before, right? Aircall integrates with more than 100 apps, so with the ability to choose integrations best suited for sales or support teams. Okay, so options include, again, popular integrations such as HubSpot, Slack, Zapier, Bullhorn, and Freshdesk. So this is really good in terms of capability. So in terms of cost, if you're looking for air call pricing and plans, you're not going to see that on the website, on their website. Okay, so they want you to contact customer service to have a conversation with you first before actually giving you some idea about their pricing. But we were able to do some research, and we found that Aircall is a little bit expensive. Okay, like they have an essentials plan, a professional plan, and they have a custom plan depending on your needs. Now, for the custom plan, it's just better to contact them. Same thing for essentials or professional, but I wanted to give you an idea about how much to expect. So for the essentials, you're looking at 30 to 50 bucks per user per month. For the professional, you're looking at 60 to 75 to 80 bucks per month per user. Okay. So, and here you have also in terms of the contract length, you have monthly and you also have annual. So they're not really forcing you to have an annual contract. No, they're fine if you want to pay on a monthly basis. So you have unlimited domestic texting. Okay, texting is unlimited domestically. International calling actually is available for the essential as an add-on and also the professional. But for the custom, you have it by default. There is no video conferencing, so that's a big bummer. That's a big limitation when it comes to Aircall. They do not have video conferencing. Maybe they're working on that feature right now, but at the moment of this show, they have no video conferencing tool. You do have call monitoring. Okay, you have it on the professional and above, not on the essentials. You also have toll-free numbers, so that's really good. And you have voicemails or emails, fantastic. And also there is no e-fax. There's no e-fax. So bottom line is you got to really ask yourself, what are you looking for, right? Because you need to understand that customer service is available, but at during normal working hours. Okay, don't expect somebody to actually get back to you beyond working hours, or even holidays for that reason. So if your needs are a little different, if your needs are a little particular, it's just better to contact sales and ask for a custom plan. That way, they will they will study your needs, your company's needs, and your team needs, and they will come with you. They'll come to you with a customized quote, okay, with a bespoke quote, and then from there you can accept it or just reject it. But yeah. So what are the alternatives here? Is if you think about Aircall, of course there are substitutes in this market. Aircall is not the only player that you can really rely on. So something to really remember. And you have substitutes such as Freshcaller, RingCentral, and Grasshopper, which I have actually reviewed on this show before. Okay, so this is something to really remember. And one thing I want to say here is that basically, in terms of the contract length, all those players they're fine with you going with monthly or annual basis. So none of them is forcing you to have an annual basis. I repeat that because sometimes service providers like to force consumers or users, if you will, to sign yearly contracts. But this is not happening here. And basically, you do have unlimited domestic calling on all those four I would say companies, company plans except Fresh Caller. Fresh Caller doesn't have unlimited domestic calling. Okay, Ring Central does, Grasshopper does, and Aircall does. Same thing with unlimited domestic texting. So Fresh Caller doesn't have those features. Okay, and one thing I need to say is that when it comes to video conferencing, all of those players don't have it except Ring Central. Ring Central is the only one that actually has the video conferencing capability. Okay, this is something to really remember. But one thing I want to say overall is that it all depends. Once again, depends on your needs. Okay, so the service you prefer will likely come down to the number of users and what you want to achieve. If you have a customer or sales support team or at least 3 people, Aircall is the better option. However, a sole proprietor wanting to separate their personal and professional contacts would likely prefer Grasshopper to avoid Aircall's minimum monthly user requirements. Okay, so you got to really always ask yourself what your needs really are. So if you should you go with Aircall or dish them? Well, Aircall is definitely more than decent. This is good. They have good quality audio and videos. So this is, I mean, good quality audio, not video. Okay, and so do I recommend them? Yes, definitely, definitely. Okay, but you have to remember that basically Aircall is a strictly VoIP oriented. So this is a strictly a VoIP service, okay? You don't, so which means you gotta have internet service. Otherwise, you can't use Aircall, okay? But if you have internet service, high quality internet service, you will appreciate all the features that Aircall really has, okay? So basically, I'm talking about like features such as unlimited calling in the U.S. and Canada, a local or toll-free number, business SMS, call recording, call monitoring, shared contacts, right? Those are good. Those are good features that any small business will appreciate. So that's really good. And one thing I want to say is that basically, Aircall is not going to give you a superior range of cloud communication features. Okay, no, but they're decent. They're decent. Don't look for like don't look for premium services with Aircall. No, but you do have good quality when it comes to their capabilities. Okay, many cloud phone service providers combine phone systems with an all-in-one collaboration platform, but basically, this is not what Aircall does. Aircall doesn't have this collaboration feature. Like, for instance, if you think about Ring Central, Ring Central does have this capability. WebEx does have this capability. Zoom does have this capability, but Aircall doesn't have it. So, you gotta be a little picky in terms of what do you want and what you don't want. And based on what you don't want, you could certainly go with Aircall or not. If you have other questions, whether Aircall is for you or not, let me know in the comment section, and I can certainly get you more answers to your questions and finally help you make a decision as to whether or not you should go with Aircall. So as a recap into this conversation, I spoke to you about Aircall. I gave you the synopsis, the setup, the features, the cost, the alternatives, and the verdict. Thank you so much. God bless you. I will see you next time. Until then, remember, stay marvelous.